Hello, English 1A scholars. So, today we were talking about identifying parts of speech, so that way we can figure out the meaning of words that are similar, but they have different meanings. And we're going to practice this so that way you can use some strategies and as well as your context clues when you come across unknown words. So, big thing is you need to know the vocabulary, so like noun, person, place, thing, or idea. Adjective, it describes a noun. Verb, it describes an action, state of being, or occurrence. Adverb describes a verb or another verb. Active listening, that's mostly so because we use it every day in our regular speech. Sometimes you go, what was that word? What did they mean by that? So active listening means that you're actually concentrating on the speaker and trying to understand and respond to them. Alright, so there's a strategy that we can use that's called part of speech word identification strategy. And this is just so you figure out what the part of speech is, like noun, verb, adjective, adverb. And this helps you to determine the meaning whenever you've got words that they're spelled the same, but they're used in different ways. So there's different definitions for them. You can, whenever possible, and not whenever you're doing quizzes or things like that, but be able to use a dictionary to help you define words like that as well in those types of circumstances. So the big thing is that this gives you lots of different ways of seeing the possible part of speech that the word is. And so if you look at it, you go, okay, if it's got a to before it, it's probably a verb. If it has the ending of ed or ing, then it's probably a verb. Nouns, usually if you replace it with he, she, it, or they, and it makes sense, then you have a noun. But if not, and it's got a the or an a or an and before it, then that means that it's also probably a noun. Adjectives, usually you're looking to see if it comes directly before a noun or another adjective, and it'll describe something like the blank dog, the fluffy dog, the special dog, the purple dog. So all of those are adjectives because it describes the type of dog. Adverb, it may become before a verb or another adverb. It also usually has an ly ending to it, so that's your big heads up. And of course, if it is describing how you do something, because that's an adverb. Alright, so here's an example. We've got Grandpa didn't know that Susie was coming on the fishing trip, so now he had to alter his plan. So I know that alter can have two different parts of speech to it. It can be a noun, meaning something that's in like a religious setting, or it could be a verb, which is to change something. And so if I look at it and I go, okay, what are our helpful hints that will help me here? So I note that there's a to before it, and it's something that he had to do, so it's an action. So I go back to my helpful parts, it's got a to before it, and it's helping to make an action, so I know that that one is a verb. And which one was the verb? The verb was the to change things. So now I know the definition of it, even though there's two different possible definitions, and possibly even more. So then we've got another one. I knew I had to document everything that I saw because no one would believe me otherwise. And so I look at it and I go, okay, again, there's a to before it. I had to document, so I had to do this action. So again, I've got another verb. So whenever I look at it and I go to the definitions, A, noun, an official paper or paperwork, or B, the verb, to prove something with written evidence. Seeing that it's a verb, I know that the B is the correct definition for this word. And one more time, we've got the froth on top of the hot substance was made with care by the Starbucks worker. So the froth doesn't have a to before it. It has the before it though, and so if I look at our helpful hints, if it's got the before it, then usually it is a noun. I said right here. So let me go back and see. Is it a something? The froth on top of the hot substance. It is a something, so it's a noun. So whenever I look at the definitions here, noun means a filmy substance often found on coffee. Bam, done. I know the definition. So hopefully this will help you as you are progressing through the 2.01 quiz and in life in general, any type of reading or speaking that you're doing. And of course, if you ever have questions, reach out. I'm here for you.